You know, when it comes to My Hero Academia, if it's not one thing that the Puritans are upset about, it's another. And in this case, one crazed Puritan was so upset that they threatened to go to the creator's house and pay him a visit, if you know what I mean. It's crazy stuff. Hey, what is going on, everybody? How are you all doing today? I hope you all are having a wonderful and fantastic day today, and if not, hopefully you all will have a better tomorrow. So, this story, it's a crazy one. I mean, My Hero Academia mangaka Koehi Horikoshi threatened with home visit by angry fan on Chinese social media. Here's the thing about this. When you look at Hero Academia, it's been under fire because of, oh man, people are upset over a character's breast size, or tickling, or character birthdays, or reference back to World War II. So, it's insane stuff that people get upset over. So let's get into this article by Bounding Into Comics. A user on a Chinese social media site threatened to travel to the home of My Hero Academia mangaka Koehi Horikoshi in response to the manga's previous use of a word seen as offensive to some in Chinese culture. On April 1st, threats made by the user on Chinese social media towards Horikoshi were brought to public attention by Twitter user Antelope, who sought help warning Horikoshi. Now, if you don't like something, okay, there's no reason to threaten or try to bring physical harm to someone. There's just never a reason for it. This person, obviously, which, we have to thank Antelope for catching this. The thing is, there's no reason to ever want to bring physical harm to somebody. Even if you disagree with them, even if you don't like them, there's still no reason for it. I don't advocate for things like that. I don't think anybody should. And it shows what lengths and the good news is authorities have been alerted to this, so at least there's that. Thing is, though, whether you dislike somebody or disagree with somebody, that doesn't mean you should ever try to want to harm them, though. There's never a reason to want that to happen. It's not a good mindset. Now, of course, this is the tweet, and then, of course, this is what the person had captured of the social media feed. And in this video, this person had revealed that they were going to pay Horikoshi a certain visit to his home because he apparently was being insensitive to the Chinese, between Japanese and Chinese relations, by what he brought up, which this refers back to the World War II crime that happened. So that's what the person was talking about. Thing of it is, as I talked about previously when I talked about this issue, thing of it was that even Japanese people were talking about how they did not even know what the name was. They didn't even know the reference, and they even asked some of their friends, which they said their friends did not know what it was. And of course, the Puritans took to Twitter from the West, which I don't really call them fans, because they always seem to complain over things that aren't even an issue. We see it all the time here in the West. We always see them complain over something that's not even a problem. All the time. Happens on a daily basis. It's always something. And so, of course, they have complained about Hero Academia, and then, of course, they complained about this situation. China also knew about it. They complained over it as well, and it got to the point to where in China, they banned sales at certain places for Hero Academia. So it got out of hand real fast, which I think was kind of ridiculous, but, what are you going to do, right? The user reportedly took issue with Horikoshi's use of the word Maruta, which some Chinese readers viewed as offensive due to the world's cultural association with Japanese World War II crimes as a villain's name in the manga. Horikoshi's subsequent apologies and explanations were unsatisfactory to the user, who threatened to visit the author's house on April 15th. So, this was a very terrifying thing when you think about it. Because, these threats, they're taken very seriously. I mean, when somebody threatens to do something like this, this is not something to just overlook. Anybody would take that as, oh no, I need to secure the situation, right? And luckily, people caught that real soon. But thing is, when you make a threat, remember, it will always be taken seriously. That's not something to be taken lightly. Even if the person's joking around, that's still a scary situation to encounter. The person even now reaffirms the incident and now reveals his extremist side when attacked in the comments. I am concerned. I mean, anybody would be. I mean, if you're reaffirming this too, that doesn't sound good. I mean, that's a terrifying thing. I mean, there's never a reason, like I said, never any reason to do this to anybody. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter if you like the person or not. It doesn't matter, if you disagree with them or not. You should never threaten them. I mean, there's no reason at all to do that. There's no reason to resort to violence either. You should never threaten someone. You should never try to resort to violence or physical harm. Like, it's just, like I said, there's no reason for it. And for somebody to go to such extremes, that's, there's something wrong there, clearly. Some new information. Now several people are aware of this threat. The video is being widely reported. I also warned Manga Plus editor, and there were some indications of the threat's falsehood. The person's real identity is becoming more evident. While the user's identity currently remains unknown and some were unsure if the threats were authentic or not, the posts have since been reported to Weekly Shonen Jump's Manga Plus service editor. So that's a good thing. At least, they're aware of the issue. At least they know that this person has thrown out threats. So there's something that can be done about that in case something actually does happen. So at least it's known. At least Shonen Jump and Shueisha, at least they know. As of the writing, the unknown user has since been reported to authorities and has apparently shown no further indication of assaulting Horikoshi. I mean, and that's the thing. It doesn't matter if you were even trying to get attention. That's still not right. That's still not the way to do it, even if this was false. I mean, it's just never, like I said, you never resort to this stuff. You never joke around with this because it can be taken very seriously regardless. It's never something to go through. But that's the thing. When it comes to Hero Academia, we've seen people get upset over it for some of the dumbest reasons that I've seen. I mean, seriously, because a character's chest is too large in their opinion. Or a character being tickled and they thought that it was an uncomfortable scene. Or like I said, this instance, for example, where names is something that offends people because it's a reference back to World War II. Or birth dates, sharing certain days of certain people whenever I've explained about how, I don't know, maybe people will share birthdays with, people because everybody's born every single day. It's not like people control the day that they're born, right? It's just ridiculous stuff that I've seen. I've seen some of the craziest reasons as to why people are upset with Hero Academia. It's absurd. I mean, it's some of the weirdest things I've ever seen. And the thing is, this person, apparently, that had made the threat, their channel, apparently, where they post, like, videos and whatnot, or whatever this is, this Chinese social media site, it's usually about music. So for them to go from music to a threat, that's, like I said, it's very bizarre. It's just weird. But that's the thing. At least after this has been reported, at least we haven't heard anything in terms of that. But still, I mean, it's not a reason not to be cautious, right? I mean, anybody should be. But this is just ridiculous stuff, and it's taking it over the top. I mean, this is something that definitely should have been reported to the authorities. I'm glad people were able to do it. And here's the thing that I want to bring up, because, in terms of people getting upset with Hero Academia, another thing you have to keep in mind, because people get upset over the dumbest reasons. Of course, if you recall, what they do, which all Puritans do, they try to make people bend the knee. That's nothing new. And it's like when, Horikoshi apologized. The thing about this is, when it comes to Puritans, you never apologize to them, because that's just opening the door to them to come in and change the things that you want them to change. I mean, this was his statement when he did apologize about the name change. By using the name Maruta Shiga in Chapter 259 of My Hero Academia, I deeply offended a great number of readers. I am truly sorry about this. The character, with deep reverence and wanting to feel closer to the League of Villains' former boss, All For One, decided to take part of All For One's last name, Shigaragi. and make it his own Shiga. I gave him the first name Maruta because he's round and plump. Any other meaning is coincidental, and I had absolutely no intention of hurting so many readers, which I now know I did. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. Going forward, I will do my utmost to make sure this sort of thing never happens again. Now, here's the thing. He apologized, like I said. You never do it because when you do it, it's a gateway to letting the Puritans come in and try to change what you are creating. The creators deserve to do things the way they want to. It's their vision, it's how they want it to be done. It should be respected. And when these Puritans, when they jump in and when they try to, change things, they wait for that apology. And then once they get the first thing, because apologizing never solves anything with them. With Puritans, they just want more. It's basically a way to bring you down so that they can continue to make you bend the knee. That's why I don't think Horikoshi should have ever apologized. And, thing is, they'll continue to try to do it. And, with all this stuff that's going on with Hero Academia, like I said, it's always something with these people with this series. Like, they are always upset over something. It's absolutely ridiculous. But just keep in mind, don't ever threaten somebody. I mean, you can dislike somebody, you can disagree with somebody, but never resort to threatening them or hurting them. Just agree to disagree and then walk away. Don't ever threaten them or harm anybody. Never do that. But anyways, let me know what you think about this entire situation down below. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here, and make sure you are still subscribed because YouTube is unsubscribing people from all their favorite channels. So make sure you are still subscribed to all your favorite channels. Hit the video with a like. Also, be sure to share the video, spread the word, and get it out there. It's greatly appreciated, and it really helps out the channel a lot. Also, be sure to follow me on Discord. We have a wonderful community there. Not only that, but it will keep you up to date on when the newest video will be released, as well as any other